Today we are casually invading Emma Roberts' home on AD's open door because I am curious where Auntie Julia sits when she comes for tea and if her design sense is as chic as that iconic smile. First off, I want to say that I am all for taking up inspiration wherever it strikes. If that means that you're doom scrolling in the evening on Instagram, or in this case, walking along with me in a reaction video to a celebrity home, for me, these videos are less about judgment and more about fresh ideas and taking on inspiration where we can find it and adding spark to ways that you can bring design into your home. So if you're looking for drama, you're in the wrong place. But if you're here to be genuinely inspired to live authentically in your home as you do, you're in the right place. And if you need a little design help along the way, I'm here for that too. When it comes to AD home tours such as this one, let's get one thing straight. Wealth is not the measuring stick for inspiration here. Absolutely, these homes represent a level of skill, investment, time, effort, and yes, finances. But just because we don't all have the same resources available at our fingertips doesn't mean that we can't make magic happen with what we have. There is always something to take away, whether it is a color palette, a texture arrangement, a new design trend that you're seeing a celebrity take off with, and sometimes we just need a little permission to do an idea that we've never thought of before. So let's dive in and see what we can learn from Emma Roberts and her home and how we can apply it to our own homes. I can imagine how awkward it feels to be standing on the other side of your door while such a big publication comes to your home. Not only would I myself have my home tidier than it's ever been, I would be more nervous than I'd ever been. And these are actors we're talking about. Let's dive in.
Hey AD, I'm Emma Roberts. Come on in and check out my house.
So many textures. Oh gosh.
We are in the living room. What I love about this room is that there's tons of new stuff, but also we've reused a lot of stuff from another house. Emily and Louisa, Pearson Ward, I told them basically to just do their magic. But what I love about this house is it speaks for itself, where it is like a grown-up dollhouse. It's very storybook.
As soon as the door opens on this home, what I love about it is that you cannot identify a single brand new item. Although I'm absolutely certain that there are brand new items in this home, I love the fact that everything in here is layers of texture and pattern and color. Geese on a lamp, not something I would have chosen for myself, although to pause here and reflect on her home reading as a storybook, it is quite fitting.
And when we were moving in, it was just me and my son. And so I was just like, I want this to be our house that is just our style and filled with our memories and our love. This room really gets used when people are over or if it's the holidays. Things get moved around for a Christmas tree over there. But I just love to actually sit here and read on this couch. This is kind of like my quiet room.
I am here for those vibrant, mysterious, elusive oddities that you want to say you have to work around and end up becoming the best part of the inspiration behind a design. In this case, what I love about her home is that nothing is really screaming, everything's screaming at once. And because of that tonality that just kind of reaches beyond the walls, it's a new expected normal as soon as you come in the door.
The fireplace used to be like mirrored and kind of foggy, and I thought it was chic until somebody told me it wasn't, and I immediately was like, we need to fix this fireplace.
I love how her design sense in her home is perfectly reflected in her wardrobe, her striped fireplace with her cute little cardigan top. But here's the underlying chic aspect of the Roberts family in general and why I wanted to choose this AD open door as my first. That necklace is divine. You can do all sorts of weird and wonderful quirky things, but if you add a touch of elegance, it brings it all back down to earth and makes everything intentional.
And so they came up with the idea of matching the chairs to the fireplace and also tying in the stripe on the couch. So I feel like there can never be enough stripes or fringe or tassels in a house, which I know people would disagree with, but I love it. Now we are at the bar. They found this amazing antique bar that I'm so obsessed with, and vintage chair.
I feel like if you're not stirring up some kind of trouble when you invite people to your home in terms of opinions, then how interesting can you actually be? Let your personality shine through. In this case, she loves stripes, so if it works, work it.
There's vintage bar, It's very, very chic. My staple drink that I make for people is pouring champagne. So this is Daniel Day-Lewis. I was at an Oscar party one year and they had these on the table and I just really needed it. And so I carried it around all night to realize it was decor and it's empty and I probably shouldn't have taken it. But I really made good use of it and people love it. It's a great conversation starter. So hi, Daniel Day-Lewis.
When you look at her home, here for example, between the floor and the chair and the rattan on the built-in cupboards and the antique piece and the greenery and the lamp that's semi-opaque, everything has a story to it and it is all built on texture. The space is so yummy.
Now we're moving over to my little office area, and Pearson Ward always laughs because I need a pin board. I love an inspo board. It's always in progress. That's what I love about an inspiration board is it's never done.
Miss Emma, I am not looking at your pin board. I am looking at your cubby of dolls because that's what's really piquing my interest here. Although a pin board is wonderful, I love the mess and the inspiration behind building just an inspiration board for yourself for mental wellness and just aspirational goals and everything, all those good juicy things. But to the left is the big glaring elephant that I was talking about earlier that often clients want to hide and put in a corner and not have me involved in, but it is the best part about design. It is working with the things that make you you, the things that you love, whether it be a salt and pepper collection or a teaspoon collection you want to put on your wall like your grandma did, or in this case, just a bunch of dolls.
Our bookstore in the East Village, they display the books like that in little baggies pinned to the wall. So a little copy from them, and yeah, just stuff that I love is on there.
Even Emma's doing it where she's taking inspiration from other people. Everybody does this. Nothing is new. Get over the fact that you're stealing information from people. Steal like an artist. In this case, she loves it presented in a baggie. How chic and poetic and romantic is that? You can take ideas like this and execute them in your own home.
And then stuff I really love is behind me. I'm really excited to show you guys.
I'm really excited to hear about it.
The doll wall.
Oh, she's getting into it, guys. She's moving furniture for us. This is amazing.
Looks at dolls.
Look how lit up she is. Like, I would love to see anybody light up about something weird and wonderful in their home as much as she's lighting up about what I only presume is about 100 dolls.
Okay. So these are the Dollykins. I'm madly obsessed with them, in love with them. She was my first one and still my favorite. But I do love all of them. And then my most recent addition is Leggy Jill, and I got her for my birthday, and I was looking for Leggy Jill for over a year, and then my boyfriend surprised me with her. I took her out of the box, which he did not approve of. I take my dolls out of the box, which people get very up in arms about, but I feel like if you're going to collect dolls, you may as well enjoy them. We have Blythe, obviously. She's my...
Be authentic, even if it's... Like, these aren't even what I would consider beautiful in the sense of a typical beautiful doll. These are kind of creepy. Those eyes are wide open. But do it. Do it wholeheartedly.
My original girl, like, she is really how I fell in love with dolls. And then this is a fun one. This is a drunk cowgirl Barbie, and I heard about her, and I thought that she didn't really exist and she was a joke, but it turns out
well, there you go. Learn something new every day.
She's just amazing. Like, look at her. She's fabulous. She's having the time of her life. When I was younger, and people would be like, "Are you scared your dolls are going to come to life?" I'm like, I hope that every night. That they'll come wake me up. It would be so thrilling.
Thrilling is one word to describe it. Now, see, here's the thing. That's a bit Chucky for me, but to each their own. To each their own. We are in the TV room, and I would say we spend the most time in here. It is the comfiest couch, very comfy chairs, TV behind you, and my son has his toys in that chest. So this is where I'll watch TV, he'll play, we'll both play. We love it in here. You're seeing it at its absolute cleanest. It's never looked like this before. And then we have what is the start of a little Joni Mitchell shrine, dare I say. I love her so much. And then we have the overflow of books over here. Also some more dolls. More dolls. Little shrine.
Frankenstein by Maud Graves, who is one of my favorite artists. This is a book I actually gave as a gift to my ex, but then when we broke up, I saw how much it was worth and I kept it.
Juicy tea.
I do love restoration hardware, and I've owned this light many times in many houses, and it always works in one room or the other. This chair was my timeout chair as a kid. It had to come with me to my houses, and now my son sits in it and loves it, and so it just makes me kind of laugh to myself when I think about it. And we still call it the timeout chair. Like my mom will be like, "Oh my god, the timeout chair." But yeah, she's seen it all.
Bringing relics from your past into your home, I mean, do it. Do it in tasteful ways. She's done that here. I have pieces of childhood throughout our home here. So does my husband. And then we're building new stories at the same time with our daughters for them to take off into their lives. Okay, this color drenching kitchen has me. I have to pause this because this is, I mean, it's a hot trend right now. Clearly, this is 10 months ago. So it was right on point for the time. I would say pop a farmhouse sink into a color-drenched kitchen. Here we have an atypical knob, which I'm really appreciating. It is still a tone on tone. You don't see that often. People always gravitate towards a black knob. A black knob is very classic. If you're gonna renovate your kitchen and you want a staple that's going to last you, that is the way to go. But here she's taken a turn and done really sort of like a contemporary ivory handle, which I love. I wonder if they're ceramic. A painted wood checkered floor. Okay, this is the perfect angle because you see the whole color drenching theory that I was talking about before. Everything is cream, beautifully done, hits of color and accessories of the lighting and whatnot. But what offsets all of that cream is this beautiful wood, very simple, I might add, island in the center of the kitchen as a furniture piece, not a built-in, and then connecting it all in a colorway is this checkered floor that is a wood-toned floor that matches the island that she has checkered on a layer of cream to tie in all the cabinets. Genius.
The kitchen was the place that at first I was like, it needs the least amount of stuff. And I realized that that was not true. I would never even think to put an island here. And when they told me, I was like, okay, let's do it. And it completely changed how we like live in the kitchen, because I'm sure it's, you know, the age old thing where everyone's like, why when you have a party is everyone in the kitchen? And it's annoying. But this actually, it makes it so it's like fun to hang out in here.
I love a three-legged stool. They are not always the most practical for stability, but if you can find one that you can test out ahead of time, they are so cute.
I have a very fun mug collection. I love Halloween, I love witches, so these were a must for me. This is for Rhodey, little cowboy. These are from Danny Mud Shop, and I love them. They look like cuties. So we have a bunch of these little creamers. These are from Nikki Kehoe, and I don't know, they just bring me joy. Love these for.
Do things that bring you joy. That is so simple. That is free information. This is what I'm talking about. Obviously, there is a lot of investment put in financially into this home, but you can take away nods such as just bringing joyful, playful items into your home. Don't be afraid of having a goat creamer. She's not.
On a little breakfast display. Totally cute. And then there's like random stuff that I've like collected and can't get rid of, like this Princeton College little cup that I never have once used, but I just like knowing she's in there, you know? I collect felted.
Okay, we're all guilty of this. I absolutely have things in my home that I have never used and I absolutely love and will put out and present to the world knowing full well that I've never used them. And that's the fundamental aspect of bringing joy into your home, is that it is not always practical. Yes, design is driven by functionality, but it is also driven by joy and all of those beautiful things.
This is by Laura Colors, and I got this from her on Instagram. And then these are actually real cereal ads that I found like in a bin in this junk store on Martha's Vineyard. And Pearson Ward framed them like this, but I just fell so in love with the idea of having like vintage cereal ads in the kitchen. I thought was super cute.
Oh, look at this cute little upholstered bed. Okay, so here's the thing. Your kids are kids for such a short time. Throw whimsy into their life while you can. This is just so beautifully done. It's not what you typically see, and yes, it's not the most practical situation. I, as a mom myself of 2 kids, would not really enjoy going to make this bed every day. And as she said while she was in the kitchen, her home doesn't look like this on a regular basis because nobody makes that bed. I can guarantee it.
We are in Rhodes's room, and When his room was finished, I was like, wait, I want this room. He loves nature and animals, and so I wanted to make his room feel like a little enchanted forest. And they showed me this fabric first, and they didn't need to show me anything else. Pretty much everything in here was the first thing that they showed. The wallpaper on the ceiling with the ducks.
Oh, I love that.
I had the like glow stars on the ceiling, and my mom at one point had a mural for me on the ceiling, and those memories are so seared into my brain as a kid, just laying in bed looking up at the ceiling. So I wanted to make that special.
This is so quaint. I mean, you can take something from your own childhood, like glow stars on the ceiling, and turn it into something of your own. This is a perfect example. Geese wallpaper on the ceiling, do it. It is so cute.
For him. And then of course, Rhodey has his own little library. He loves to read, which makes me so happy. So this was mine, as you can see, Emma, when I was little. And this I remember taking to the sink to brush my teeth with. So of course, Rhodey had to have one with his name on it, and his is cool because it actually comes out as blocks, which he thinks is very fun.
This is sweet because design can be corny too. She's corny in the best possible way. I mean, to be proud of things that made you happy as a kid that you're able to repeat for your own family, we're all guilty of that.
I love Hopalong Cassidy stuff. I think it's so cute. One of my favorite vintage stores called Grayford's in Montclair, New Jersey. Hey, Brad. He had this, and I bought it for Rhodes's room before I even had this house. But I just knew it was going to hang in his room, wherever we ended up.
Go to vintage shops. I can't scream this enough. If you want to design a child's room and you're putting typical photos of Etsy bunnies on the wall, you can get crazy and creative, and you can inject it with a style from multiple generations past. Here she's done that in such a beautiful way, bringing this little jersey in and having it framed. What a cute little cottage.
It's technically my front yard. Even though I'm up in the hills, there's like a flat front yard and backyard for my son to run around. And this gazebo was a big selling point. Which, by the way, I should mention, this house was for rent. And I came to look at it, and I was like, would they sell it? Thinking they'd say no, but they said yes. So that was kind of funny. But this gazebo they had set up with actually more of like an eating area. And I love it more as like a hang area. You'll usually find me out here talking on the phone.
Oh, what a cute rustic pool.
Now we go to the pool. My son loves to do this little trail where he goes up there, and likes to stand.
We live in the Pacific Northwest, so pools are not really our thing here. Our summers are so short-lived. It's not a huge commodity. We have lakes and rivers and oceans so nearby in our backyards that it's not necessary. But here in Los Angeles, it's a core staple to the way that they live. What I appreciate about this is that it is so rustic and so unexpected, just like everything in her home so far. I want to be a kid growing up in this house. I had a friend that I grew up with actually that had a house that was very whimsical like this, and I loved going there.
And on like the most dangerous rock by the jacuzzi, you know, as kids do, so that's pretty fun. I fell in love with this pool area because, yeah, it's not like your typical sleek pool area. It actually like reminds me of being a kid where you would just be like jumping off of rocks or jumping off the side of the house, which you guys shouldn't do that. But you know, everyone when I was a kid like had diving boards and all that, which you're not allowed to have anymore. And so this to me felt like fun in a safe way. Should I just jump in now?
Oh, look at that headboard wall. That is a lot of fabric on fabric. Let's hear what she has to say about it.
We are in the primary suite, and this room, when I walked in and it was done, I couldn't believe it. I love anything floral, especially roses, peonies, pinks, and the fact that they match the headboard to the drapes. I just absolutely died. When it's all shut, it just looks like one big painting.
Emma has a full-on headboard drapery wall, and honestly, I am here for it. I'm going to say the thing that is dangerously on the edge of being a very unpopular opinion, but I am pegging this trend before anyone says it. I have not heard anybody say it because you'll probably think I'm crazy. That's okay. You can hate me now and thank me later because I think voluminous drapery treatments are coming back in. Not in the full-on 90s swag that we've seen before, but in elegant touches where they're intentional like this, I really appreciate. There's a very rich sense of history in drapery, and when it's layered on a nice beefy headboard like this with beautiful trim detailing, it is so alluring to me.
And it's so beautiful and so cozy in here. As I said, cozy is the word I'm always looking for.
She said it out of the gate and she didn't lie. That is a lot of fringe.
And again,
More fringe.
More fringe. So these,
dang girl,
they're made by Pearson Ward cord covers, because how many times are we looking at beautiful pieces and then the cords ruin it? So now we have an amazing solution that you'll see all throughout the house to just cover them with gorgeous fabric. Another genius idea that I did not come up with.
So she has taken fabric a step further with cloth covered cord wraps. And is it tacky or is it wonderful? I guess only time will tell. But honestly, for the bravery and playfulness of it, I'm kind of here for it.
Something else I loved that they did in this room is mismatched side tables. And I remember when they brought them in, I was like, I love both of them. Which one are we going to use? And they're like, both. And I didn't know how it was going to look. And now I feel like I need to do mismatched side tables everywhere I go.
This is not new news. You can have mismatched side tables.
So we are in my bathroom / my office / my favorite place in the world. There was hardwood floors in here. So I was like, we have to tile the bathroom. And we were just gonna do white, who cares, make it look clean. And then we found this tile.
I don't blame you. It would be mine too.
Colored tile. And I just fell in love with it and love that we kind of added some pops of pink colored with the curtains, kind of go with the floor. It just all came together so beautifully.
Can we just say, put drapes in your bathroom? I don't care how small your bathroom is or how grand it is. That doesn't mean that you can't take fabric and apply it into your bathroom. Here she's done it in multiple ways. She has the cute little Roman in cream that is underneath the layered drapery. So she has her privacy needs met. And then she took it one step further. Not only that, she has taken this beautiful antique gold hardware and strewn it about this bathroom in such a beautiful way. You see it in the antique frames, on the art on the wall, in the hardware for the drapery, in the bar cart, little subtle touches that bring it all together. That is really striking.
Computer, I do some Zooms, I, read my magazines, write in my notebook. It's so funny because before when I moved in, there was just like a ballet bar on this wall. And I was like, oh, I'll do my at-home bar classes on this bar on the wall. Perfect. No. Clothes were strewn on it at all times. I don't think I did one bar workout on that ballet bar. So I remember after the floor was in and everything, I was like, do you think we could do a vanity? And they made all my dreams come true with it. A bar cart turned bath product holder, I think is very underrated. My little roadie, his room doesn't have a bathtub, so it's cute because he'll take a bath in here, and that's kind of our thing at night where we go from his room or the living room and run into here and have bath time. As you can see, his toys are down here. If I have free time, I'll come in here and just really take some.
What I love about this is that she has genuinely made herself a little sanctuary in her home. I love this for any client that I bring on. There's always a space, a little pocket that you can make your own. Here, she's made her bathroom her office. It works for her. There's no rules or rhymes against any of these ideas. Nobody's gonna talk about this giant ship chandelier? What house doesn't need a giant ship chandelier? I think the alcove for it with all of that natural light is screaming for something unique. And has she not hit the nail on the head for the pinnacle of quirky curiosity here? How much more whimsical and Peter Pan could you possibly get? This is a house of whimsy.
Thanks, AD, for coming to check out my dolls and my books. I hope you had fun, and see you next time. Bye.
There is something so fantastical about peering into the homes of people you feel you may know and then finding out they are complete strangers. as they should be. I love AD Open Door as a source of inspiration in this way. It's so important to realize that no matter where you are or what your budget is, you can take inspiration and run with it and make it your own. Whether that is gaining a little permission to put something like a doll collection out on display, or maybe it's something a little more subtle like a drapery treatment in your bathroom. You can take the core ideas presented in these AD Open Doors and bring them into your home in ways that suit you and your lifestyle. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed creating it for you, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. I see all of your efforts behind the scenes. It makes me so grateful that you're showing up in this way. It allows me to continue showing up to bring interior design inspiration directly into your home.